Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord.
You have to encourage yourself.
You gotta pat your own self on the back. Yeah, you
have to speak victory during the test.
And no matter how you feel, oh, you just speak His word and you will speak it over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Sometimes you have to speak the word over yourself. Depression is all around, but God is a present help. Oh, the enemy, he created walls, but remember, giants, they do fall. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. Oh, as I minister to you, oh, I minister to myself. You see, life can hurt you so until you feel that there's nothing left. Oh, no matter how you feel, you just speak His word and you will. Yes, you will. See, sometimes you gotta look yourself in the mirror and you say, I can make it. Yes, you do. You gotta say, I believe in myself. You've gotta remember that life and death lies in the power of your own tongue. Yes, you've gotta remember, I am more than a conqueror. Yes, greater is He that's within me. Yes. Oh, than he that's within this world. Yes, speak it over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord.
Chastity, thank you so much. And we have several members of Fritz A's family here. Would you please stand up so we can honor you as well, please? So we're here to celebrate a legend, which was Fritz A, an incredible legend. We're also here to celebrate the heroes among us. And there are many heroes, and I think Fritz A would like no better way to see us in this and talk about the celebration of our industry and life than to celebrate heroes among us. So I'm going to ask several to stand up, and I'm going to start with her daughter, Krista, who clearly is a leader already in our industry and the future. Krista, would you please join us?
Right. Good afternoon. When I sat at my first WFF conference, Dr. Bertice Berry said words that have carried with me for the last several years. She said, when you walk with purpose, you collide with destiny. In the days since September 18th of my mother's sudden passing, I have realized that she truly was walking with purpose and collided tragically but beautifully with her destiny. Many of you knew her as a CPA, as a business executive, a business owner, and lastly, the president and CEO of the largest leadership development company serving the second largest private employer, or known as the Women's Food Service Forum. But I knew her as Mom. When we would meet her business community and they would say, your mom is really tough, or as Wally said, she'd end the board meeting with, we can do better. It must be different at home, we would respond, no, actually, we hear that phrase every year at report card time. And it is that Fritze was Fritze everywhere that makes her legacy so impactful. She was driven and had very high standards, but gave you so much love and support so you knew you could meet those expectations. She was a visionary, yet a little spastic, so it made it fun and interesting to work with her, both at work and at home. When she joined the food service industry just over a decade ago, we had the same stereotypes that many people did. So Mom, you're going from running the largest media company to flipping burgers? What is this transition you're making? But she told us then and showed us through the years that the food service industry was a great place for people to learn, to grow, to develop, and you know that people need to eat, so it is an industry that is going to stand the test of time. And when I was making a career transition just a few years ago, she brought me kicking and screaming into the food service world, and this industry has already changed my life. It is a great place for young people and millennials, as we've been talking about the last few days, a great place for people of color, and just a great place for all people to work, to learn, and to feed their families. This very industry has stood up in an amazing way in the last few weeks, as since my mother's passing, there has been over $300,000 donated to the Fritz A. Woods Aspire Higher Foundation. And those resources are going to be used to continue in her legacy. So I cannot thank you all in the industry at large enough for those generous gifts. One of my mother's mantras was about choices. She always talked about choices at home, at work, at school. Our friends can tell you, Miss Woods would say, life is about choices. You get to make your choices, and your choices will make you. And there were 3 really important choices she made every day that I'd like to leave with you as we conclude this event and you think about how your legacy will speak for you. The first choice she made constantly was to give. She would say, you have your resources, you have your talent, you have your time, you always have something that you can give. So I'm so honored to be here on stage tonight with the Share Our Strength partners for Dine Out for No Kid Hungry, because she said with all of the people with resources in this world, there's no reason for children to be malnourished. So whatever it is that is in your heart to give, find some way to give every single day. Secondly, she made the choice to smile, and she had such a beautiful, infectious smile, but she would say, you may have your things going on, but you don't know what's going on in somebody else's life. So you take a moment and smile at the person in the grocery store, the person who cut you off in traffic, but your smile can change someone else's life, and I am still overwhelmed by the people who stopped me in random places and say, oh, your mother just smiled at me, and it made a difference. And lastly, she said you have to choose to lead, whether you are the appointed leader, whether you're on a team, wherever you are in your career, in your life. The greatest power we have as human beings is to influence and lead others. And she took that to heart. And even in the week before her passing said, my purpose is to be impactful. And she truly fulfilled that. So I encourage you all to use whatever it is that you have to lead others, because it is her tireless efforts to leading and impacting the lives of others that has made her a hero among us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Krista. You are remarkable and heroic yourself, so thank you. I'm Chuck Schofield with Share Our Strength, and I am humbled and really pleased to be able to present a check to Krista that we will be giving to the North Texas Food Bank in honor of her mother's commitment on so many fronts, but the work that she led with the Women's Food Service Forum to help end childhood hunger. It's just an honor to be with you, and thank you.
Thank you.
Again, I just wanted to say thank you to you and your family. Just incredibly inspired and moved, and makes us, I think, all want to be better people in the fights that we're all leading together. And the one that I happen to be working on is, with many folks in this room, is Share Our Strength's No Kid Hungry campaign. And I wanted to say thank you to everyone in this room. You work with this industry that is the backbone of the fight against hunger. You work with an industry that shares its strength every single day in so many different ways. And we're proud to partner with many of you. And it is a true privilege, and we recognize that. And I say thank you on behalf of Share Our Strength, but quite frankly, I say thank you on behalf of the hundreds of thousands of children that we connected with millions more meals just this year alone because of this industry's remarkable commitment to ending childhood hunger. So we cannot say it enough, so I would say thank you again. Speaking of partners, one of our great partners is Be the Change, or BTC Revolutions. And in addition to their genius in social media, Brandon Hill, the co-founder, is a musician, and he has written a song that we'd like to share with you today. So Brandon, take it away.
This promise is from me to you. When you're hungry, tired, and need someone to come through. When all the rules around you make you wonder if it ever ends. Child, I swear these words are true. I'll keep using my voice till I finally break through. And my voice will be your voice until we change this place we're in. Because I won't give up, I know we won't give in. We'll keep on fighting until we see the end. And no, we won't give up, no, we won't give in. Once we cross that finish line, a new day begins.
And now I'd like to invite Diana Hovey, who's CMO for Corner Bakery and was my co-chair for the original Dine Out board.
Tall guy in front of me. Wally, I don't think, as many years as I've known Wally and Joni, I've ever said no to either of them, ever. And when Wally asked me back in 2008 to be a marketing chair for No Kid Hungry, and working with him as a team, it was a huge challenge. The first year out of the gate, I can tell you, the industry raised $500,000. We were really proud of that. That the second day of the Dine Out, 2008, think about what happened there. If I was Ty, I'd ask you the question. The market crashed. You can imagine all the feelings we were having, and the last thing our boards wanted to be thinking about was, oh my gosh, how can we donate more money? It was all about protecting the bottom line. We got through that first Dine Out, and then shortly after that, I remember having a conference call with CEOs around the industry, and you really could have heard a pin drop on that call. There was not a lot of enthusiasm. People that were used to doing 5-year plans all of a sudden were like, hey, we're doing quarterly plans now. And really trying to bring the industry together was no small challenge. And I can tell you that the industry came together. Just think about this Dine Out that just ended. We raised $7.5 million. $7.5 million. Over 8,000 restaurants across the industry came together. And we've had some rocky, patches in the economy over the last few years. But I know that I had to go to our private equity owners and board members and say, here's why we need to do this. And you know what? Wally's right. Doing good does not have to hurt the bottom line. It actually helped ours. Before we got involved in the Dine Out, we asked a survey question of our employees, are you proud of the way Corner Bakery is involved in its community? 62% said they were really proud. 2 years later, after being involved in the Dine Out, 62% became 90%. So just some huge things, the turnover numbers, management turnover, in the low 20 percentile, hourly employees under 50 percentile. And when we talk to them, what we hear is, we love being part of a bigger cause. And it's really been a turning point for our organization. And as I talk to other brands throughout the industry, it's been a turning point for them. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everybody that's part of No Kid Hungry. And we've got lots ahead of us. Thank you.
I'd like to invite George McCarroll, who's chairman and founder of Ted's Montana Grill and the co-chair for next year's Dine Out.
Well, thank you, Wally, and likewise. It's an honor to be here with such great industry leaders and to think what we do as an industry. And, I'm focused on a conversation I had with Joni earlier, which said, people, profits, and the planet. That's what we stand for and what we believe in. Well, you all know that I believe that we can't do the right thing or leave a legacy that we can be proud of if we continue to impact the world we live in a negative way, when we can change the way that we do business. And I'm so proud over the last 10 years, really the last 5 years, to see the industry change its focus, to see the very leaders in this room and other leaders at other conferences and in boardrooms across the country take on the challenge of figuring out how we can do our business, do it profitably, but leave less of an impact on the environment. Find ways to use our products for recycling. Find ways to compost. Find ways to have less impact on the utilities we use, the pollution we leave behind. And then I think about the fact that we've all figured out, Wally talked about it earlier, how to be profitable. We have lots of challenges. I've been around almost as many years as Wally has, not quite. And a lot of you may not know this. I'll take a side note. Wally and I were in business together in 1980. W.B. Doolin and Associates. You forgot that today. We were headhunters. I fell asleep most afternoons. I wasn't real successful at it. I got back in the restaurant real quick. But let's face it, we figured out how to get through these challenges. We'll figure out how to get through the challenges of the future. What I say to our industry is it's time we start to be ahead of the game instead of behind the game. It's time for us to write the agenda. It's time for us to make the cause. And it's time for us to stand up and talk about what we stand for and what we do in a positive way to affect our country, the world we live in, the planet we live in, and the businesses that we have. We do so much, but so much is talked about not from our perspective, but by others looking in and designing what we should be standing for. And I think we can tell our story in a more positive way. But it comes right back around to people. And we all know, and we've heard it for 2 days, and we'll hear it again over and over again, we're nobody, we're no success, we can't succeed, we can't win, we can't compete without the best people. That's true. We can't get the young people that we need for our industry if we don't have healthy children. And we can't have healthy children with nearly 16 million kids going to school hungry, with nearly 16 million kids in the summer dreading vacation time because they have no resource for food, for dreading vacation time because they're just going to be hungry for a week, for finding out ways to go about finding a full stomach becomes the #1 priority instead of learning, growing, and becoming part of a productive society. That's why No Kid Hungry resonates with me. That's why I've worked for 22 years on Taste of the Nation, working with our chefs across the country, 45,000 independent restaurants across the country that raise money every year for our causes. I believe we can make a difference, and my challenge to each and every one of you as a co-chair with a great gentleman, John Miller, who's a much bigger corporate genius than I've ever claimed to be. I'm a small guy. But you know what? We can make a difference. And we can do it as an industry. We can do it not as individuals. Wally talked about whatever it takes to win. I win, you lose. I want to challenge us to say that our industry wins by 100% of the industry, 100% of the restaurants in the United States of America getting behind No Kid Hungry campaign, getting behind Share Our Strength, and let's end this plague in our nation where we have an abundance of food. And it's at a low or zero cost to our company. It's at a zero cost to our bottom line, but it leaves our legacy as a group of individuals that made a difference while they were in charge. Thank you all very much.
And now, I mentioned movements. There's more than one movement. There's a lot of things in our industry that's done. And now I'd like to introduce Kelly Vlade, who's Chief Operating Officer of Chili's.
Well, it's crazy to be up here, really. It's crazy to me to be up here in this company and then during this tribute for Fritz A. Woods, the amazing Fritz A. Woods. I think, I know she was absolutely a hero, and her remarkable legacy will go on forever. She deserves that, and we will pay it forward. And I think, again, so humbled and so honored to be up here and really just proud that I get to do what I do with so many amazing, cool people we call Chili Heads. I'm proud of the work that they do for the children of St. Jude, the amazing $50 million mark that we made, and the many things we'll do beyond this. I'm proud to go home and tell my children about the work that they do. I'm the learner, they do it. And I'm proud to tell them the stories of the people that I meet in the restaurants when I'm out. And I think and I hope that because of that, because we've made that part of our lives, those stories, that they know when I'm away and I'm not home with them, that I am just doing the best I can to connect and listen to stories and tell stories and do what's right. I hope it makes them better, and I hope they get that. I think they get that. And lastly, I think what we're saying here in all of this is we should celebrate this great, great industry that has afforded us so much. And we should celebrate those that have come before us, those that we've lost too soon. And we should just simply pay attention. I think if you pay attention, every single day you'll find a new hero. They will make you better and they will show you the way. And this tribe and this organization shows me the way and always has. And so to Joni and Wally, for doing that and for being our heroes. You make us smarter. You make us better. Your data and your insights certainly make us smarter, but your heart and your actions make us better people. And for that, I thank you. And thank you for letting me do this.
If I could, I'd like to have a almost final word before we wrap up today. I'd like a little audience participation, if everybody'd stand up really quick. You know, we are an interesting industry. We are an extraordinary industry. We're an extraordinary industry because of the quality of people that are in this room. And I got to tell you, we compete like crazy for each other's share. Yet here we are together like a big family. Is that not amazing? I mean, it's an amazing industry. And we can do things that are incredible together. And from Gene's plea yesterday when he was being honored, what a humble man, what an inspiration to all of us. And from Wally's plea and from the call out from No Kid Hungry, it's extraordinary. We should do a better job of talking about what we do, what we stand for, and what do we stand for. I think anybody in this audience could finish this sentence, so let's try. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Very good. You're just at this hour of the day, I don't know. How about this? Modern day interpretation of the same thing. United we stand, divided we fall. Very good. Okay, so can we stand together as an industry is the question. What are we for? We know what we're against. What are we for? And this is America. There should be no kid hungry. There should be no kid hungry. George, thank you for your passionate words on the matter. And then I'd like to finish by having just a tribute, a shout out to Ben Salisbury. Thank you for your sponsorship. He taught us the importance of the look in the eye. In a few minutes, a little bit down the hall, there's going to be another cocktail reception. So imagine you have a glass in your hand. This is a no wine toast, right? So everybody get your hands up there, and we're going to toast People, Profits, Planet, Best Practices Conference. We're going to toast the team that put this on. We're going to toast Wally and Joni for their vision and leadership in this industry, not just for this industry, but how they touch each of our hearts and make us better people. So here's to all of them. Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
Thank you very much.
Good job, man.